Rosemary Hyde Todikini was born in 1881. She is Pearl and Ryder Hyde Todikini's fourth child. After Martha moved out, Ryder and Pearl decided to loosen up on their parenting. Therefore, the girls were spoiled. They were given everything they ever wanted. They were allowed to play out as long as they wanted, as long as they were close to home. Rosemary liked to play with makeup and dress up. She wanted to be the prettiest girl in town. Her sister would argue with her about who was the prettiest. Despite her insults, Rosemary was confident in her looks. It was that confidence that brought her first love. His name was Alejandro. They were each other's firsts. The two of them were deeply in love. That love was wholesome in the beginning. It soon changed into something else. It had become toxic. They would argue all the time. So after a few years, Rosemary decided they needed a break. Not long after that, she met Colby. He spoiled her with love. Even though he was kind to her, she missed Alejandro. She would sometimes meet him behind Colby's back. They would pretend things were like before. It had become a habit she couldn't stop. When Rosemary saw him with another woman, she was incredibly envious. When they met up later on, she cursed him out for being with another girl. He told her she started it when she decided to break up and date someone else. Rosemary was offended even if it was true. He liked to make her mad. A couple months later, she broke up with Colby after discovering she was pregnant. She later told Alejandro he was going to be a father. Excited, he moved her into his city apartment. They eloped in 1903. They later had their son, Hermano. Alejandro would go to work while Rosemary stayed home with the baby. As time went by, she saw her husband less and less. On the rare occasion Alejandro was home, he'd be asleep. Rosemary was concerned with how much he was working. She would argue with him about spending more time with them. Alejandro would tell her that all his working was barely getting them by, and the only time he had to rest was at home. He was far too tired to spend time with them. Rosemary hated that answer and always suggested they move in with her parents. But he never wanted to. So Rosemary continued raising her son on her own. She had become used to Alejandro being away so much. One afternoon, while Rosemary was cooking dinner, someone broke into their apartment. The burglar knocked Rosemary out, then robbed them. Hermano cried while his mother lay unconscious on the floor. After taking their valuables, the burglar left. Hermano stayed by his mother's side waiting for her to get up. But she never did. Hours later, Alejandro came home to find his wife dead. Rosemary Sanchez passed away in 1909. After her funeral, her parents suggested Alejandro and his son stay with them. That way Hermano could be closer with his family. But Alejandro refused. He took his son back to the city and raised Hermano himself.